Hello world, hello world. Welcome back to my channel. Call me Biz. Louis C.K. reflects on being publicly shamed. I think that's talking about the situation that happened with him. To be honest with you, I still never actually delved in to see what actually happened. You know, I've heard bits and pieces here and there, but I'm glad that he bounced back. You know, I feel like a lot of people don't like his style of comedy, but I love his style of comedy. I ain't gonna hold you. People like him, people like Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. There's a long list. I love this style of comedy. I just think he's kind of twisted. Like he got a little twisted sense of humor. You know. As a person, I'm not sure how much I would like. I hear stories about him. He could be, you know, not the greatest person to be around at times. But me, I'm not a guy who pictured chilling with celebrities because I don't care. I just like their art. But, you know, as a comedian, his work, his art, amazing. So it's going to be dope to see him explain his side. I think that's the situation he's going to talk about. I don't know of any other. But anyways, y'all let me know how you feel about it. If you want to see more of Louis C.K. Which bits, I've done a lot. I haven't done them all. I've done a lot. Let me know what's next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. No more ghost watching. Let's see what he got to say about it.
So do you think because of what you've been through that you have like, I have to say the last Sorry was like, you just see a man that's like zero fucks given. Do you feel like because of what you've endured that like
that ball spot is crazy.
Man, you're just you know what I mean? Like have you transcended giving a fuck?
Well, it's so you know, a lot of things happen at the same time. So you take on the sense of freedom at the same time as you take on, you know, it's been painful. Yeah. So in some ways I have a thinner skin. Mm. And but I look after myself better than I used to. Yeah. I think before all this stuff happened, I was quite reckless. Yeah. With my life and with my privacy and with my ego and with my everything. I was just like, hey, everybody, look at this, look at everything. Yeah. And I was just letting it all out and also freedom, taking on anything I was asked to do. And it was just, you know, and I didn't have a sense of, like in in this last special, Sorry, I used Bob Dylan. What do you call this song? Like a Rolling Stone in the opening, because of this one line where he says, "Your friends all said, 'Beware, doll, you're gonna fall.' You thought they were all kidding you." This is the way I look at my life before. Was that I just didn't think there was danger in the world somehow. So now I do, and that's changed me a little bit. So that's opposite of like no fucks given in a sense, but that's more about the way I live my life and the way I plan my life now. But on stage, that's holy. That's a holy place for me. And I do think I got that back, was the sense of like, don't let anything get between you and the perfect version of this joke and the audience's enjoyment of it. Like that place is sealed off.
Sealed to get there?
You were still telling those type of jokes.
Yeah, it was a bit of a process. Yeah. Because I was really scared coming back to work at first.
I don't think people ever really appreciate, I mean, only people who have been in your position can appreciate the feeling of, you know, being publicly like shamed. And they don't really register like, and then that you don't get to in many ways explain it. Right?
Because, no, you can't really.
Right. You don't really, because then you have a lot of people going, "Oh, poor you."
Yeah.
But there is something to be said about like, hey, that is like that's a painful experience, right? Yeah. Like it's painful to be like looked at a certain way and talked about, and you just have to keep that to yourself. You feel like,
tough, for the most part, I think so. I think it's hard to express. It's painful to talk about, and it's exposing to talk about in a way that's, I'm not sure if it's safe, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But there's a lot of things in life that work on you inside.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of ways that no one can see the world the way you see it.
Yeah.
They see you and the way you live your life from the outside.
Totally.
And you see it from this side. And there's a huge gap there. So at first, I think I used to think, how can I bridge that gap? How can I make that the same? And then I realized, no, that's a good gap. That's a good gap. And it did give me back something I didn't have for a lot of years, which I missed, which was privacy. I'm a different person than other people think I am.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know what I've experienced. And that's I kind of treasure that in a way.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect that to be part of it. But yeah, you also, you just have to accept it. It's all, and anybody who's been through anything will tell you that acceptance is how you survive anything.
That's
yeah.
the first
Man, that is the
step.
truth. Especially with becoming a mom, it's like this radical acceptance of what is versus what was.
That's right.
And it seems to me like that's the only, like your father was great at that, is accepting what is, like just what's going on right now, not what what the story is in your head.
It's like
Radical acceptance is a great phrase. And it is, I think a mom is a good example. It's like the one example because it's too much. It's too much, right?
Yeah.
It's just overwhelming. A dad can take just how much he wants and then a little more and then brag about the little more.
That's true. That's true.
Dads love saying like, oh, it's so hard. I was up all night. Fuck you. Like, fuck you. Because you can go, all right, and I'm going to work.
Yeah.
But the mom is just, it's just like, you just want to fucking burn this thing.
Yeah. Some
hard.
days,
You
yeah.
just wanna
And
burn
then guilt of feeling.
Oh, that's the worst.
Right?
The guilt of the feeling and
Yeah.
the shame that's built in. Yeah.
But that's it. It's the only thing that stabilizes it is radical acceptance. It's like, well, that's not the world anymore. That's just not the world. And also when it becomes a new condition, it's different for people that have gone through something like losing a limb or trauma, and then life after that is full of like support and trying to get back. But when your life changes to where it's like, this is hard now.
Yeah.
Like, this new version of life is hard every day, and there's stuff getting harder. It's not like when you can't find, I think that's what motherhood is like too. It just gets harder and harder. And yeah, you just got to go, okay, just every day, see how you get through this day. And it's not going to be better tomorrow. That's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
It's not. Tomorrow's not going
Don't
to be
take that
better.
away from me, my hope, you bastard.
No, but that's the only way you're going to
God
get. That's the
damn
only way
it.
to find
I
peace
keep
in
thinking
any of
it's
this.
going to be
Yes.
better, man.
You have to have
It's like
it
tomorrow's
is
going
better.
to blow just like today is. And all the best efforts, all the superhuman things.
Yeah.
There isn't some like, physical therapist helping me learn how to,
Yeah.
Come on, man, you can do it.
Yeah.
Somebody from another country who's helping you get, it's just going to suck.
Yeah.
Nature really
Come on,
helps
man,
going
you can
out
do it.
and
Yes.
seeing the world, the earth,
Yeah.
like dirt. Like I'm not a gardener, but there's a garden in this house I have out in Shelter Island. And I don't garden, I don't plant anything, but it's kind of crazy. I go in there and I just dig, I just get my hands in the dirt, I just touch the soil.
Yeah.
And you realize when you really, how often do you do that? Like almost never, right? Now I'm just not into gardening,
Yeah.
but I want to do that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's ripping the soil of the earth and going, this
Yeah.
is a living, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And if you put a seed in there, shit grows. It's fucking
A.
sick.
Wow.
It's a magical place.
Sure.
And when you just see it as grass, pavement, areas that I can walk on to get to the next task, you just are missing the fucking point. If you can actually get in there. I went to Africa and I was looking into a tree because it had gaps in it. And this guy ran up and punched me. And he said, there's black mambo snakes that wait for somebody to do that.
Oh, shit.
So they can, and he goes, and you're dead, and I can't help you. Anyway,
That's a good
That's
lesson.
cool. Yeah.
yes,
Don't put your eye in there, dummy.
don't.
Ooh, mommy, did you enjoy that highlight?
Look, yeah, man. I think there's a difference though. He said a lot, but he didn't really say anything. I think there's a difference with life, like a dramatic, life-changing situation that's traumatic, and you gotta go through it. And after this, things will never be the same. But when that's happening in front of the world, there's no solitude there. Like, where do you go? So I guess you gotta resort to digging in dirt, I guess. Because like you said, like if you lose an arm, life as you know it will never be that again. Like, you know, you even if you get a prosthetic arm and it works well, but you will always remember when you had the real arm, you know. I mean, sometimes you could trick yourself to forget, but that's if it's private. Now imagine that, but you have the whole world reminding you every time, hey, remember you had an arm? Tough shit every single day, and you know there's nowhere to, you know, there's nowhere to turn to. There's a lot of people that go through public shame and never make it back. You know, I did some clips from the Sorry. You know, I did the intro. You know, it was that Bob Dylan song. And, you know, he still got back. He was still telling edgy jokes. Even, he was telling edgy sexual jokes, even with, you know, what he had just gone through. So, like he said, like he explained, he did not let that, you know, mess up what's sacred, which is the comedy, you know, which is the art and the relationship with the art and the audience. You know, that's what they come for. They didn't come to see you become this whole new guy they don't know. That's very important, because here's why that's very important that he said that. A lot of people, when they go through stuff like that, they think, when they go through public shaming, they think they have to change themselves. You know, they have to change. They have to, instead of saying, oh, let me focus on this behavior is probably not good for me, they become a whole new person that people don't care about. Because, example, Aziz Ansari, right? Very popular. I remember I used to watch him in Parks and Recs, one of my favorite shows. Because of Parks and Recs, I ended up watching The Office, and I love The Office even way more than Parks and Recs. But I'm all over the place. Aziz, like he went through that thing, and you know, and throughout the whole thing, people was like, wait, this doesn't seem right. But he had to go through that public shaming and being dropped from things. And, you know, I think they even stopped that show. I forgot the name of that show he had on Netflix, but that was a very good show. It had 2 seasons and it just stopped. And then he tried to come back, and, you know, I don't think he survived that, man. He was never the same. So not everybody come back from that, you know. Even Dave Chappelle survived it. Dave Chappelle's thing was a little, you know, mysterious and just weird. But shout to Louis, man, for not letting these people take, you know, his sacred place away from him, which is comedy. And I'm glad he's touching trees. But real shit, one time I went outside, right? Georgia, there's mad trees and shit everywhere. I was just staring at a fucking tree. Like, I was just looking at the leaves and like the designs and like, I was just looking at it. Like, I pass by this shit every day. I never really, you know, I you know, sometimes I just, you know, like one time I seen a spider web. It was like, these trees are so far apart, but there's like a spider web that's tying it. So I asked the question, can spiders fly? And somebody's like, what the fuck do you mean can spiders? I mean, can they fly? Because how is, you know, unless one spider the spider had to come from this tree, walk, go up and cast the web to make the first line, then use that line. And it's so far apart. Like, and it, nature is amazing. Shout out to Louis C.K. Y'all let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. And also, let me know what's next from Louis C.K. I will continue to do the bits. This was very informative. You know, yeah. Shout out to all the mothers out there too. That is tough. That is tough. I've been around new moms a lot. I got a lot of sisters, so you know, it's tough for them, especially in the beginning stages, when they can't leave the kid at all. It's tough. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next one. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Yeah, I'll see y'all. Better be there. Peace.